Hi, you're with Todd Stuart here, international sculptor. In this video today, you're going to get to see one of our latest projects that went onto one of the most premier cruise ships for an octopus on their main deck next to their pool. In this video, you'll see how we work with premier UK art consultants in a mini time-lapse of events to create, fabricate and deliver a signature sculpture piece that was to be installed on our main deck on the poolside location. For us, commissioning a new sculpture for a project can happen in a myriad of ways. In this case, it all started with one of our existing designs, Octopus. Starting with an existing design turned out to be a great departure point to reconfiguring a sculpture that not only is a statement piece, but takes into consideration onboard public liability, certified engineering to a marine application, repositioning and reproportioning of legs, minus hazarded entrapments or sharp edges, allowing guests to flow through the piece, but also photographic opportunities with the wraparound front tentacles allowing an additional benefit that guests may share and advocate their unique experiences on social media. Once the final safe and engaged proportions had been established, it was all then down to approving it with the client and then rolling this into proving the concept in a small maquette model. Following the correct proportions that were going to suit their place, came down to superimposing the octopus in situ and in scale with human figures to really establish and inform the client about which size and proportion of octopus was going to be right for them. From there, it really came down to a design process, understanding the proposed design and then integrating the practical engineering that would allow an artist's vision to come into practical reality. And in that, there are considerations to be made to the total weight of the sculpture piece, but also how we're going to attach it to the floor and also level and adjust that on site. The design process allowed us to see any unforeseen issues that could occur in manufacturing. So once we'd resolved that, we could then move into the implementing phase of the process. Here you see a full-size, full-scale version of the octopus that's been 3D printed from our digital file. Each 3D component that's been printed out is then split up into sections, where sections of stainless steel are then forged and hammered and tirelessly shaped to actually match the then template that's been printed out. Separately forged pieces are then assembled and welded together. And as you can see, there are hundreds of pieces that make up this octopus. They become a real jigsaw puzzle of pieces to then put together and fathom out. Tireless forging, grinding, and assembling is all part of the process, which contributes to the thousands of tireless hours spent on this piece. Checking and double checking the actual internal engineering and making sure that all internal structures are all welded fully and to the right construction method is of absolute priority. Only then can we guarantee that this piece was rock solid and a legacy piece. Back and forth the process goes, forging more pieces, assembling, welding, grinding. It's tiring and ceaseless. Once finalised forms come together, it's then down to the tireless hours of just lineishing through the different grades of abrasives to then bring it to a point where we can then start considering polishing through various grades to get it up to a mirror finish polish. And here we are, voila! The finalised piece ready for inspection for the client, ready to sign off on. And if you don't mind me saying so myself, I think it's looking darn fine. And here I am on that front tentacle I originally told you about for those photographic opportunities. And then comes the tedious part of carefully wrapping the piece, getting it ready for logistics. I mean, there's no point in creating a masterpiece and then finding it gets damaged through that process of delivering it. And to do this requires many layers of high density foam and wrapping and bubble wrap, but then also specialised freight packing. A piece this size, which doesn't fit your conventional sea container, needs to be framed up and specially caged to go onto the inside hull of the transporting ship. And here we go at that shipbuilding yard. The octopus is finally getting craned in and then lowered into place for its final destination. A very exciting moment indeed. Onboard technicians ensure that the sculpture is mounted and welded correctly. And finally, the opening of the project. A great host of onboard staff celebrate the whole occasion of the whole ship's launching. The ship's now prepared and ready for its maiden voyage. From day to night, the octopus is ready to impress and change its environment, taking on its reflections and colours of the surrounds, whether it's day or night.